listening. If they will, the more they will listen, the more they will understand. If they will, if the beginner will pay attention of listening power, so they will not, they will know and they will understand more and more about the listen about after the listening. And if they will understand the English, definitely they will speak the English, because if they will understand English, after that they will start speaking. So first is understanding English, so they will have to focus on more and more on the conversation video, means just like conversation video. uh,
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Good evening. I am doing well. I am doing very fantastic. Just tell me, how are you? How are you doing? How are your work is going on? How are your school?
Okay, my school is going on very good, and I am feeling comparatively better.
Okay, okay. Yesterday you was not looking so fantastic, but today
Yes,
you
sir.
are looking so energetic person, because whenever cough has caught any person, no, so cough and cold decreases their energy of
Yes,
person.
yes. Yesterday, I was under the weather, so now I am feeling better also.
Yeah, yeah. Under the weather means you are not feeling wet yesterday. You was not feeling well yesterday. I learnt many phrases about someone mouth that under the weather, but two and three before I earlier I was not understanding what is actually mean by under the weather. First,
Yes, yes.
from the mouth of
I also learned. I also learned from having these kinds of conversation. Okay, and I got to learn many idioms phrases from these conversations.
yes, 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 yes. So, do you have
So,
any?
how was the morning today?
Yeah, yeah. Morning was very fantastic. As usual, I got up early in the morning at 5 p.m. and after that I took brush and I freshed myself and I took breakfast. And after that I went to class, and after that after completing my class, I went to my land work with my father.
Okay, okay, that's great. And my morning was also good, but my afternoon is not so much good. Okay, because in the afternoon time, while returning from school, my bike tire got punctured. Okay, in the middle of the road. So that's why I had to face a lot of problem. And somehow I took my car to bike bike repairing shop. Okay, and somehow I dragged my car to that shop, and it took about 1 hour to fix my bike. Okay, so
Okay,
a
okay,
lot
okay. I
of
got your point. Your motorcycle has gone puncture while returning from your school at the
yes,
middle
yes,
of the
while
road.
returning from
And
school.
yes,
And
yes,
I
yes,
had
yes.
to
And
drag my bike to some to that bike repairing center. Okay, and
yeah,
it
you went to the
took
center.
about 1.5 hour to fix my tire. Okay,
Okay, okay. I got your point. And the puncture shop, darkness was starting.
yes, yes, and I just returned home. It took 6:30 p.m. Okay, I returned home. Usually I return home 4:30 to 5 p.m. But today I had to return home 6:30. So you can imagine how much difficulties I had to face today.
Yeah. It is very difficult because this is not rainy season is going on. This is winter season, and in winter season, early in the morning, I think that you have to come out from your home for your school at 9 a.m. or before 9 a.m. So could you please tell me how many hours takes bike to you to go to your school?
Okay, so it's not so far from my it's not so far school from my house. Okay, because it's I think mm, uh, 7 or 8 kilometers away from my home, right?
Okay. Means that
Doesn't
20
take
minutes
much
will
time.
take
It's
time. Yeah.
15
Yeah.
minutes,
20
I
minutes.
think. Yes.
20 minutes and 15 minutes will take your bike to go to your school place. If the road
Yes,
is
yes.
chipping road, if road is chipping road, if road is concrete, so bike will take you 15 minutes and 20 minutes is enough. If you are driving bike
Road
at
is
the
concrete.
speed of
Road
50
is
kilometer per
yes,
hour.
yes. The road is concrete, but what happens? The problem is that sometimes the traffic is too much in the road. Okay, sometimes in the morning time, office hours. So there are so many cars, bikes, lorries. Okay, so you can understand the traffic problem in the road. So that's why it
Yes.
takes a little bit
Yes,
time.
yes. Yes, in the morning time, I am seeing that school going childrens and school going children's bus are also available and running on the middle of the road. So that's why traffic problems and extra things is also happening on the middle of the road. And 10 a.m. And 10 and 9 a.m. is a very busy hour because on that time every schools, every market, shop, malls, and halls, and even schools, bank, all
Is
are
the
opening time.
Yes, yes. In the morning time, 9 or 10 a.m. is the peak hour. Okay, in the morning time.
Yes.
So everybody is everybody always try to go to their destinations always. That's why it's
Okay.
very peak hours.
So, so today, do you have any topic?
Today we'll discuss about the about the beginners problem, and the beginners difficulties to learn this language, English language. So, according to you, what types of challenges, what types of problems do the beginners face always to learn this language?
Yeah. In my view is that there are two kinds of beginners, just like Hindi medium, the student who have passed in Hindi medium, and second beginner is we are having the student who have passed in English medium. But if the beginners are belong to the English medium students, so they will not have to give much time before to learning English, because if anybody will speak English, uh, so private student means that who belong to the English medium, they can understand very easily what the other person what is speaking in English. But the person and the student who belong to Hindu medium, they are getting very difficulty because they are not understanding what the other person is telling in English. So the difference between the two beginners, the Hindi medium beginners and English medium beginners. But I think uh, that the problem The problem is the main problem in the beginners of the Hindi medium is that first they will have to increase their listening power. Okay, because it will take time. I am saying that a student who belong to the English medium, they will also learn English, and Hindi medium student will also learn English one day, no problem. But Hindi medium student will take time to learn English in compare of the English medium student, because English medium student will understand English very well after listening English from someone mouth. But at compare of the Hindi medium student will take time to understand what other person English is speaking. So it will take time. So beginners who belong to the Hindi medium, they will listen more and more English. So that they will, when they will equal of the English medium student, so they will be very easy for understanding the English.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever you have said, I totally agree with you. And I want to add some little bit regarding this matter. So there are also many types of beginners. Some beginners who don't have knowledge of this English language and who don't know ABC. ABC means and who doesn't have primary knowledge of English language. So it will be very tough to at the initial stage to start this language, because if they doesn't have if they don't have the basic knowledge of English language like ABC knowledge, so they will have to start from grammar, I think. Okay, because it's our second language, it's not our mother tongue, and we are not born with this language. So that's why I think some little bit basic grammar is required to learn this language. Like the basic grammar means tenses, modals, active passive voice, little bit narration, direct indirect narrations. It's This kinds of basic grammar is very required to grab this language. And and we have to also listen some conversational videos, some podcast motivational videos we have to listen. And if possible, so we can start watching some cartoon videos, because if the beginners who are very beginner, like who don't know about ABC, so they can start watching some YouTube cartoon channels, because the cartoon channels are the videos are only for the children, and it's very easy to grab this language, to understand this language. So that's why these kinds of learners should start watching cartoon channels. Okay, so it will be very helpful for to grab this language. And second thing is that also we have to also we can start speaking also little bit imperative sentence, like very simple sentences: come here, go there, sit down, okay, give me a glass of water. These kinds of imperative simple sentences we can start speaking. And day by day, if we can start speaking gradually, we'll be will be good at speaking also. And sometimes while speaking, maybe we can make mistakes also, but we should not worry about making mistakes, because making mistakes are part of learning language. Okay, so we have to always focus on our sentence making. Okay, and day by day we'll also improve. And third thing is that we have to surround ourselves with this language. Okay, from by you can ask me how can we surround ourselves in this language. So my answer is that we can surround ourselves in this language by from morning to night, whatever activities we do in our daily routine. So we have to start speaking all these scenarios, all these situation in English. Like I get up at 6 o'clock, then I go to the park, then I do jogging, then I go to market. Okay, and after taking a bath, after having a breakfast, we prepare ourselves to go to our office, our school. So these kinds of sentences we can do, we can frame according to our daily routine. So in these types of sentences we can frame. Okay, but before that we we have to make sure that our mindset is very positive, determined and hardworking, and we have to make a lot of effort. Okay, without making a lot making effort, so we'll not be able to learn this language. And it's not like that we have to learn this language without any effort. Whatever anything in our life, whatever anything we just start doing, so we have to make a little bit effort. We have to work hard, we have to toil. So by this way we will be able to grab this language and we will be able to learn this language. Okay, without making effort, without our 100%, we will not be able to achieve our goal in our lives. So in it's all about ourselves. Okay, how much effort we are putting in ourselves, so it's all about ourselves. So if we put in effort 100%, so we'll be able to achieve our goal in a very short span of time. And if we are not putting effort 100%, and if we just give 5 minutes, 10 minutes per day, so it will be very difficult for us to grab this language. So it will take a lot of time. So I think in my perspective, I would say that we have to give 100%. Okay, and we have to try to speak as much as we can. Okay, because the more you will speak, the more you will be better. So it could be any learner, beginner, intermediate, and a little bit advanced speaker also. So we have to involve ourselves always in speaking activities, because speaking comes from speaking, so not by reading or writing. And because LSW or LSRW technique everybody knows, but what happens that in our daily routine we are not giving too much time in our speaking, and we know that every parts of LSRW, these kinds of techniques is very essential: listening, speaking, reading and writing. But among them, listening, speaking is the most important part. We have to speak, we have to keep on speaking all the time. Sometimes while speaking, we might make mistakes sometimes. Okay, even because even native speaker make mistake. So being an Indian, so it's not our mother tongue, and we are not born with this language. So how can we, how can we expect the same perfection or like British speakers? Okay, so in our mother tongue also we also make some mistakes also. So we should not feel ashamed of making mistakes in English language. So I also make mistakes, even made in a great teachers make mistakes also in our life. Many times we also make mistakes. So while speaking this language, while learning this language, so we should not feel ashamed of making mistake. So we have to keep on speaking always, and we have to record our videos, we have to check our videos. So while we also make mistakes, so make sure that we have to rectify our mistakes, and next time we have to see that this mistake is not repeated over and again. Okay, we have to do it like that. And by this way we will be able to grab this language. And there are also another kind of learners also. Okay, you can also tell. You can also tell me. I'm just.
Okay, 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 okay.
I'm just drinking water.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. So whatever you told, sir, I am very agree with your point that you told that listening is the most important, because if beginners can start speaking while listening is the main thing. The more he will speak, the more they will understand, because listening is first important. They will have to focus on first listening. If they will, the more they will listen, the more they will understand. The if they will, if the beginner will pay attention of listening power, so they will not they will know, and they will understand more and more about the listen about after the listening. And if they will understand the English, definitely they will speak the English, because if they will understand English, after that they will start speaking. So first is understanding English, so they will have to focus on more and more on the conversation video, means just like conversation video. They will have to watch conversion video. If conversion video is not available, so they can read a story, a small or most story books they can read out. And if they will read out a story book loudly, so that fluency will come, and their agitation will go out. And if while reading, they will have to understand the meaning of what is the sentences is saying, what is the meaning of the sentences. So in my view, that according to the me, the beginner should understand before speaking, because if they will not understand, then if they will speak, so what they are is going to speak, other person will not understand. So so first of all, they will have to listening power, they will have to increase their listening power. And after that they will have to speak more and more. And if they will focus on more and more, writing is not necessary. If you want to speak English, writing is not necessary, because the person who belong to India, illiterate person, but after going to the China, and after going to the England, and after going to the America, they have works and they know English. But even though in my areas, one person is illiterate person, but 10 years before he went to the South Africa, and they yeah, last year they returned from South Africa, and they are speaking English, very English, but he is a illiterate person, and they are not, no, they don't know ABCD, but they are speaking very nice, no problem. So first they will have to open their mouth, and whatever as much as possible, they will have to speak more and more. And they will have to listening power, they will have to increase their listening power. First speaking and listening. First, if beginners will pay attention on two things, listening and speaking, they will learn English. No doubt, 100% they will speak, and 100% they will. Uh, and after that time will come, they will know about the writing, no problem. But for things it is not possible for beginners at the same time, at a one day, listening, writing, reading, and speaking. For work cannot possible from a single, because the beginners if the beginners will do four things a single day, next day they will leave, and they will, their confidence will goes lose, and they will decrease their confidence. So first the two things they will have to focus on very clearly: listening and speaking. More, the more, as you told sir, that more and the more they will speak, the more confidence will come inside the beginner. The more beginner will speak, the more uh, their fluency will come. So it is a good thing. Suddenly after 4 months they will be a good speaker, no problem, no doubt.
And one biggest challenges of the beginners is that whenever they start speaking this language, the main problem, they are start overthinking about also grammar. Okay, they are thinking about grammar and they are too much, they focus on learning grammar. They start learning deeply on grammar. So this is the biggest mistake, I think. Okay, because if the beginners start focusing too much deeply on grammar also, they might lose interest in learning this language. They can learn some grammar also very good, but when it comes to speaking, they are not able to speak this language. And sometimes in the during the journey of learning this language, they might lose hope of this learning this language. They might give up in the middle of his journey. Okay, so that's why I think it's not correct way to learn this language, to focus too much on grammar. But I think, in my point of view, little bit basic grammar is required to learn this language. Basic grammar means tenses. Tenses play a crucial role to learn this language, and a little bit active passive voice, and some direct and indirect narration. Of course, modal verbs is also very good, very necessary, and and little bit also conditional sentence. These kinds of, an article preposition, obviously article preposition also basic grammar. So we have to focus this kinds of little bit basic grammar. Okay, but we should not uh, think too much deeply of this grammar. Okay, we have to focus a little bit of this basic grammars. And because while learning this language, if the beginners start focusing too much on these grammars, so I think it's a very daunting task. Okay, and they will lose interest in learning this language. And because nobody is very nobody will take very good interest to learn this language, and start learning grammar in a very easy way. But and the learners who have the ambience and environment of speaking this language, say they should not focus on grammar. Okay, because already they have ambience and environment of learning this of speaking this language. They already speak this language at home, so they don't need of learn this basic grammar. But the beginners who don't have ambience of speaking this language at home, and they don't have any speaking partner in their at home or even in their locality, so they should learn some basic grammar. Okay, and one thing I would always tell you, that we are living in the era of modern technology. Okay, everything is at our fingertips, so we should not go anywhere to learn this language. By sitting at home, or by clicking a single click on our YouTube, on Google, WhatsApp, Meta AI, Chat GPT. There are so many social apps available. By sitting at home, we can learn many things, not only English. Okay, so it's very helpful for everyone to learn this language. And if you face any problems, so you can ask Meta AI, Chat GPT. Okay, they will answer you in a very easy way, in a very lucid language. So everybody can understand very easily. And I also face some little bit grammar. If if I face any difficulties in learning anything, it's not only English, in any language, in anything. So I always take help from social media, from Google. Okay, by this way I am also learning. I never consider myself to be a very good learner, to be a very great teacher. I always consider myself to be a learner. Okay, by this way we can learn many things. But before that, we have to be our set our mindset with confidence. Yes, I can do anything. Yes, I can win. I can learn many things. because this is our life, this is our single life, and we don't have many chance to learn anything, to many things in our next life, because we are living in the present situation and we have only one take in our life. So we have to always try to learn as much as we can. Okay, this should be our motto, I think. So I always, I'm. That's why I'm always eager. I'm always enthusiastic, passionate about learning this language. And day by day, gradually, I'm learning. Also, I am feeling much more confidence. I have boosted much more confidence than before, and I want to be the best version of myself than before. So these kinds of positive mindset I do have always. Okay, so these kinds of, I think, these types of positive mindset every learners must have. Okay.
Yes, yes, you rightly said that grammar is not more. Grammar should not be learned by the beginners, because if they will learn more grammar, so they will forget while speaking. So I think that tense and modals is enough. And if the beginners learn tense and models, so they will speak 90% things they will speak, because I know only tenses and tenses as models, and I am not using all the tenses, only present indefinite I am using. Whenever I speak with any kind of person, I use present indefinite, present imperfect, or present perfect, or simple past, past imperfect, and past perfect continuous. And and the third one is that simple future I use. Future tense I only one use. Simple future. Past tense two use, and and present tense three use. In the six tenses I am using. Five tenses I am using. And not more idea I don't have, but I don't have much command on the on the tenses, because I mistake while speaking in past tense. I have
Okay, while
I
speaking this language, we should not give importance too much on all types of tenses. Okay,
yeah,
because there are
because
12 tenses in English grammar, 12 tenses, and mostly I would say that mostly three tenses is very essential. Tenses means present, past, and future also, but there are four subcategories. Okay, four subcategories of each tenses. Like in present tense, simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So these kinds of subcategories are always in past tense and future tense also. But we need not to use all these types of tenses in our conversation, because the hardly some situations arise in order to apply so these kinds of tenses. Okay, and I think the four or five subcategories, three or four. Okay, in simple present tense, present continuous, and present perfect, and present perfect continuous is very. I think these are very helpful and very necessary. Some situation arise in order to implement these kinds of tenses also, and simple past tense and past perfect tense also you we can use in our conversation, but very rare we have to use past perfect continuous tense, and also future simple future and future perfect tense are all are used in some rare situation also. Okay, and future continuous and future perfect continuous are not used nowadays. Okay, so we have to
yeah,
use
yeah, yeah.
some little bit these kinds of tenses in our conversation. So
Yeah,
we should not
sometimes
worry
I
about these
also
kinds of tenses.
Yeah, sometimes also stuck in my mind, but I use broken English while speaking with any kind of person. I use broken English sometimes. What 10 and 4 sentences? If I will speak 15 minutes, then 10 and 15 sentences I will use broken English. I generally use, but whenever I start speaking, no. So sometimes I my mind goes pause. My mind don't say what time I'm going to tell. So that time I use broken English.
Yes, yes, and and by using your broken English, you will be also good at speaking this language also. Because I have already mentioned to you that we are not born with this language, but before that we should
Yeah.
have our positive mindset. We should have confidence in ourselves that yes, I can do anything. Yes, I can learn this language easily. We should not give up our journey in this learning this language. Okay, so by this way, we'll be able to grab this language. Okay, now I
Yeah.
think we should wrap up our conversation. Okay, our video is
Okay.
get much longer. Okay, okay, it was a lovely conversation. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time. Bye.